Okay, so this is the second part of this Nikon D3s repair. I don't know. I don't know yet if this will be a successful repair, but I'm just carrying on. So if you're here for the first time, go and watch the other video, the first part of this video, this series, where I start to open up the camera and changing. Since the camera doesn't give any sign of power, I'm changing the power unit, and after the power unit, I realize my DC station, power station, sends me a low signal. There's a leakage somewhere down the line. There's a leakage down the line, and a leakage of between 50 and 100 milliamps. And I found the issue. I found this related with, there's a circuit board on the top side of the camera here. So in this video, I will disassemble the top. I'll take also the top of the camera and see what we can find there, and hopefully that will be the last step before this camera gets some power. Yeah, there's at this point I will need to take completely off the rubbers, which I really hate on this on these models, actually on Nikons, but there's no other way. In order to save most of the rubbers and the double tape that stays underneath, I will try to warm it up and pull them down. I'm not gonna show that. Let me see if I can prepare myself and start doing. Probably I'm gonna use. I have a small heat gun. Actually, it's my heat temperature desolder, so it's not a proper heat gun. But in this case, I'm gonna use a hair dryer, since this camera is quite big and I need lots of heat around the camera. I will not do that on the while I'm recording, because it's lots of time spending, and I must be very careful while I take that off. So that will be next. Next, we're gonna see the camera without the rubbers. Okay, so I managed to pull off the rubbers. Actually, it went very good. I could experience even worse. I took this one here and the side here, and they still have the tape, and it's very gluey, which is very good. Both. Yeah. I will place the rubbers inside here just to protect them against dust and also against humidity, and yeah, that will save some extra trouble. Okay, so in order to disconnect the top, I am checking if I need to take the motherboard off, and probably not. I'm not gonna take the motherboard off now. I'll try to take off the screws, and then I will see if I need anything else to take off from here. So as I was saying, I need to reach the circuit board here and see what's going on. There's also a hidden screw here. Or someone else opened this camera. definitely. Now I have, there's a sign here, at least it right. There's a flat cable that holds here, and also this is something great that I like on these cameras. So basically this here, this wire has a connection, one connection point here and one connection point here. So either way, it's up to you when you want, where you want to disconnect it. This is something that you can see, you can find only on this kind of a cameras. Otherwise you're gonna find only one disconnection point, the other point will be soldered. This is great. And I will disconnect it from here. And this is free. Okay, so this is the circuit board we are interested in. This apparently this is the one that gives issue, gives error, and let's hope is nothing related with the shutter unit or the loader motor, because in that case we might need to go even deeper, open up even deeper the camera, which at this point it's we are just one step away, but let's see. So what I will do next, I will disconnect these points just to be sure we don't have any shorts, even if it's I don't know if I will say almost impossible. Everything is possible, but not many of circuit boards around here to create that kind of short, even if the short is very low. I'll disconnect this as well. This is part of the shutter and the loader, I believe. I found this connector a bit bad, to be honest. I think it seemed a bit not to be inside enough. Let me check. I need to use different tweezers. No, it's the way it goes. Nothing more. Doesn't go more than that. So I'll disconnect this. And now I will put the power on the camera and see what comes out. Same reading. Same reading. I will also disconnect the last flex, which that one is related with the shutter unit. The role of this tape is just to hold in place the connection, in case of a impact, shock impact, not to be loose and disconnected. Right, power, same, basically it's the same. At this point we don't have anything connected with this circuit board, but I will disconnect it. I will pull it off, and I will have a look under the microscope to see if there is anything. If I can trace something wrong with it. This was definitely, it's a visual check. One thing what I might still be able to do, I can disconnect this. I want to just pull it out, but I will disconnect this from this point. Let's see, there might be something else underneath. Yeah, there's another, no, this is the connection, the main connection that connects with the power unit. Let me see. This is one of those weird connectors, very gently. Okay, so as you can see, this is so identical to the one I have, so identical, and yet not the same. Definitely might have made some software, I don't know if hardware update. If I look, let me just open this up. So yeah, there are some, no, I'm looking at it in the wrong way. So hardware upgrade, I don't know if there are any. If I look at this side, it looks very similar, one to the other, but it might have some hardware software upgrade, and in that case definitely it will work differently. But what I will do first, I'll have a visual check on this and see if I can find anything, and then if I don't find any kind of issues with it, what I can do, I can still mount this and check just the power and see how it goes, because I've done this in the past on another camera, and which was a different model. Like in this example, it's Nikon D3, and then the next model D3s. At that time was a Canon 1DN, I believe, and then I managed to switch components from another 1D camera. So I managed to make it work. It wasn't working fine. It was giving some strange. The image was giving wrong colors. Was completely going completely wrong. But I managed to power on the camera. So what I will do, I will put this on after I have a check on this one, I'll put it on and see if I still have that that power issue, which it wasn't supposed to happen, is not supposed to happen, but let's see. If I have the same identical issue, well, in that case it might be something more complicated. But let's see. Okay, let's see now what is going on. If it's the same. Nope, I have 10 milliamps. No, 100 milliamps. I have a reading of 100 milliamps. Milliamps. Okay, let me connect this back. Let's see if I can do it without taking the motherboard off. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. I think I'm inside. Yep. Yep, I'm inside. Okay. 120 milliamps. This is so strange. I don't understand what I'm missing here. So I replaced that part, but apparently I have the same reading. 80 milliamps. And if I disconnect also this one, $80 milliamps is the same. Just the same. Nothing changes. Am I dealing with another faulty DC power unit? Okay, I will have some check and see if I can fix the other DC power unit. If I can find any fault on it, and then I will try to put it back and see what's going on. Okay, so the good thing with this power boards with the top level cameras, pro level I believe it's called, is the components are they're made in the way that I keep it very safe. So I found a tiny fuse at this point here. I found a tiny fuse here, which that it's faulty. I will take it off. I will take this off. I will also take the fuse, the good fuse from this power board, and I'll put it on this. So I will, as you can see, let me put this under the microscope, and I will switch the fuse and use it on the original power board to see how it goes. Let's carry on and take this, disconnect everything in order to switch the power boards. It's late, it's quite late at this moment. I'm getting tired, and I don't know for how long I can still continue, because not only that I want to understand what's going on, it also gets frustrating. But this is what happens with when you deal with some issue that you don't know where it comes from. So at this point, since the power on the camera behaves the same after I change the top circuit board, I get the same, pretty much the same readings, which that's not normal. So at this point I want to focus on the power board. I want to be sure the power board, the DC power board, it's working fine. Even if that was working fine, I'm 100% sure it was working fine. But who knows? I'm not gonna disconnect this part, because I just need to reach a point to disconnect the screw of the power driver. Instead, I will disconnect this one. Come on. I just lost a piece of my tweezers. I will just place this like that for now, because the only thing I need to do here is just take this screw off. That's why I have to disconnect the motherboard, and also I need to disconnect the wires, all those wires that I have here. Patience is the key. When you have to deal with this kind of issues, patience is the key. Definitely. Definitely. and let's see what comes out. Okay, so this. Next one is yellow, black, orange, red, brown, blue, and then this purple. Okay, now I can connect this. I'm quite excited. I don't know why. I shouldn't. Okay, I've connected everything, so I can give it a try now. I get a reading of 130 milliamps, so way more now. And still don't know what's happening. If I disconnect this, I have 0 readings. So it definitely is something with that. Now I will place the original. Since I did some changes on the power unit, I want to see if there is any change. Okay, back to the original. Okay, let's see now. No reading because I need to connect this. Of course. It's strange because the reading is zero, like zero, nothing. Definitely that board commands lots of things. So we are back to 0.4, 40 milliamps, and then there's a point when it gets to 100 milliamps. Whoa, 0 milliamps. I just blow out the fuse. Yep. It just blow out the fuse. Yep. No, the fuse is still good. Why I have zero reading then? Oh yeah, okay. Now works. Okay. I'll put this, I will make some connections. I'll connect everything back up here. Let me see. Right, I will put a genuine battery and let's see what's going on. Fully working battery, but in that case I need to nothing, definitely nothing. Let me see. Nope. This is a nope. So it's strange. So I get this reading. Now I have zero load, and if I try to turn it on, it detects it. So I get this 40 milliamps reading and then goes to 0. It wasn't supposed to be for so long. Usually it's 20 milliamps. Yes, it's 20 milliamps reading and then goes to 0, but very quick for a split second. This takes more than seconds, than 1 second, it's like 5-10 seconds. And then if I try to turn it on now, again it gets to the same reading, 40 milliamps for short, for 1 second, and then goes to 0. What is going on here? Okay, so at this point there's nothing else left than the motherboard. And on the motherboard I have no clue. I have no clue. There's one other thing that I can do, because the motherboard is very similar with the D3 motherboard, like connection wise. Definitely software and hardware will be different, but at least I can check this top here. So if the camera powers on, I have everything else. I know that everything else works, and we are dealing with this motherboard issue, which I can do that actually now. So this is a D3 motherboard, so definitely is different. Let's see if because I left. Okay, so definitely is different, and definitely will not work with hardware wise is different, but the connection points are the same. What I need this and this, these two connections here and this one. So in the way that the top communicates with the camera and everything else communicates with the camera, the only thing it will not work, it will be the image sensor chip, and yeah, everything is related with the image sensor. But at least I might be able to turn on the camera. So if I turn on the camera and I have some readings, I know it's is related with the motherboard, and I can focus on the motherboard after and see what else. Which at this point definitely there's nothing else left than the motherboard. But since I'm not 100% sure, I will need to do this test. That's the good thing of this camera. It's very similar. Between the two models are very similar, but definitely you cannot make it run, because hardware and software are different. Even if you look, the memory chips are different. The 142, the chip here is the same though, but this is different. And also it's a slight hardware change, but definitely a software improvement. Let me see if I can disconnect. Remember this? And now it comes off easier, just because I used the oil last time. So that will tell me there is no short elsewhere. which that's my biggest concern, like where this short comes from. And at this point, it might be that the power driver, the DC power unit, and the top circuit board are trying to communicate with the motherboard, and because the motherboard is dead, doesn't give any signal, then nothing happens. Right. So I don't need to connect anything else rather than this. Come on. I am getting tired and frustrated. I can feel that. And those connections, 1 and 2. Everything else is connected, is related with the, let me see if I can put it. I don't think will fit because it has some slight different points. Let's leave it like that and let's see what it says, the camera says. I know I should connect with the ground, but let's see. So it was a 100 milliamps, a quick 100 milliamps, straight away 100 milliamps, and then got 40 milliamps. It's the same, like the same. Same reading. This is really weird. This is really strange. It wasn't supposed to happen. Unless I damaged this motherboard as well. But this wasn't supposed to happen. Why does it that? Why is it doing that? Let me see. So let me check again the connections on the wires here. Yellow, black, orange, red, brown, blue, and purple. Yep, connections are okay. What else is going on here? Where is the other fault? There's nothing else. So has this motherboard, top, and this, which now is the D3 one, and this was working. As I said, unless no, it's working. Sorry. So the first reading is 100 milliamps and then goes to 40 milliamps, and still I don't understand why it does that. It's identical, so it's impossible to have the same reading, the identical reading. So what else is wrong with the camera? What else does give this issue? It's a mystery at this point. It's a big mystery. But I have another idea. I want to check the motherboard on a D3, not on the D3s, on a D3, on the body of this. What I have here is it's a D3 with the D3s back and the D3s motherboard. So I just wanted to be sure the motherboard is working, is fully working, and just to skip everything on the other camera, on the original camera that I'm trying to repair. So yeah, this is what it gets. I get power, it gets on. Well, I need to okay, so it gets power, it gets on. I get the errors obviously because this camera has some errors on the motors and shutter unit, but the camera, as you can see, it works. Look here, and if I go to menu, I have menu. I can go through the different settings. So definitely the motherboard is fully working. Now I still need to understand why the original body of the camera gives that error. Why the power board, by the way, this has also the power board, the replacement power board I use on the D3s. So in the end, not much left of internal circuit boards, but yeah, it works. So with the power, the replacement power that on the camera, the other on the D3s wasn't working, and also the back and the back of the camera and the main board. Those are working fine. Everything works fine, but not on the original body. And I don't know what's happening. I don't know why it's doing that. I will put this aside for now. I will focus on this. This is the original body. I will open up again the top and see there's a short somewhere. Definitely there's a short somewhere, and I don't know where. I don't know if I'm gonna show everything on camera, because at this point it becomes very boring and it's just doing and checking stuff, which there's nothing. I believe there's nothing for you to learn past maybe. But I will come up with some update once I find. Hopefully, I can find the fault. I will come back and put it on camera explaining things. For now, I will leave it on. I will leave the camera on just to record just to record. But I don't know. I might shut it off at one point, because, as I was saying, it becomes very boring. Just see me just trying things and not seeing too much of a progress. All right. So let's see. I don't know even where to start, honestly, but I will take the top off again and see what I can find. Just finding the damn short. There's something. Definitely something, and I disconnected also all these wires. I disconnected them, unless there's another connection. Actually, there isn't. Still something around this area. Must be something here. And also, I've checked if I disconnect this from the main board, doesn't work. So the camera doesn't power not necessarily doesn't power on, but I get different readings. And also if I disconnect this one here, I get just a stable load, which is, I believe, 80 milliamps, something like that. But yeah, this is frustrating, definitely. At least is the thing I can say. It's very frustrating, but I will carry on, because this is the way I am. This is the way I need to understand things. I need to just to dig in for more, and I might have missed something. Always we miss something. Otherwise we will be able to fix things easy. There might be some short here, might be some water damage, which I don't see. There's no kind of signs of water, nothing at all. Okay. Oh, okay. So there is some, but those wires are going here. These two wires that goes here are coming from here. Well, I can do something, because in the other video I was saying the issue might be with this board, but also I can see these two wires here are coming from here. So black and amber. So I might put them back. Definitely this short somewhere here. Right, let me put that back. Let me take I will take the stuff from my D3 donor, just to that help me to understand. So this is the DC power that I put initially as a replacement on the faulty D3s, but still there was no improvement, and then I decided to put the original, and there was no improvement. But the strange thing is that whatever I do on that camera does not changes. I get the same identical issue. So that's why I said, okay, let's put this this motherboard inside in a camera that I know is working, at least electronically. Mechanically it has some failures, obviously, but electronically was fine. So even if the things are not matching, I know, because I tested in the past on another cameras, the electronics, even if they are slightly different, software wise for sure they're different, but also hardware wise they are different. You can get power, you can go through menu, you can switch things. You cannot do your shot. You might be able to do your shot, but then you're not gonna get the same results. You're not gonna have a clear image. You're gonna have a bad image, different colors. I believe in this case, the connector, yes, the connector is also different between the two sensors. So there are differences, but in the same time similarities. Now I need to understand why, where I get that error from, where is that issue coming from, because it's quite frustrating. It's like, I know it's not an issue with the circuit boards, because I replaced so many and I put them in so many different ways, but again I get the issue. Yeah. I might not get to the point to the point where I can manage to fix this camera, and I don't know even if I'm gonna put this video online, because, well, maybe some of them, but not all of them, because in the end it becomes I don't know, I think it becomes boring. What do you think? Should I put should I put all the stuff I have just for you to learn something, or should I just, in case of something like it's not a successful repair, not to bother? I don't know. This is something that you guys need to tell me. This kind of a thing, it's new for everyone, I believe. No one shares these things online, so it's something new for everyone, even for me. Okay, so where is this short coming from? Do I need to make that little board inside there to make it work also? That's the only one left on this camera untested. I don't know if that does anything, but we might get there. We might need to do that as well. Just checking if there is any kind of suspicious wire or something, and I don't see anything, to be honest. So these ones must stay connected in order for the camera to work, but also this wire must stay connected, otherwise no, it doesn't communicate. And also I believe this one. Okay, so just because I put it back, I want to give it a try. No. And I get initially I get 100 milliamps, which is almost the starting point of the camera. 100 milliamps on when I tested the other one was 120 milliamps. It's doing a checkup and then nothing. But in this case, it's doing 100 milliamps and then it drops to 40. And when it's to 40, I get a short load, like a big load, because I get safety. I have a safety light. It's called circuit. I don't know. I don't remember now. And that blinks, and the voltage drops. Actually, the voltage doesn't even drop. Yeah, it drops to 180. Drops to 8 volts, but it's so short, so short. let's carry on. Let's see. I know I disconnect everything, but I need to do it again to understand what else might be wrong. I'm gonna disconnect these points. These are not that important. They don't need. There's no need to have them connected. Same. I don't know if I disconnect all these points here on the good camera. If I disconnect them, if the camera still works. The thing is somewhere around here. I believe. This is unbelievable. Okay. Let me do something. Let me measure. These points here. No, everything looks good. Everything looks good. On the ground. If I could in some way replicate on the other camera the same issue, but how? How can I do that? The same. Don't think I have the other circuit board faulty. It comes from a working camera. I'm just guessing here. Okay, I'll turn off the video. I'll try to play with the other camera with the working D3s. Sorry, the working D3, and I'll start disconnecting things and see if anything changes. If I get any similarities like this, because I don't know, I still think something here, but since I replaced it, getting the same identical problem, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, so just a little update of what is my progress. Still not a good progress, obviously, but I just wanted to say to just update a few things. This is the D3 camera that I have, the fully working electrical, well, fully, the electrical, at least the electrical electronics are working fine. So what I did, I disconnect all the wires as on the D3s. I disconnect all the wires, I disconnect the top and everything, all of them. I disconnect them, and it still works fine. I still get the right reading on the power bank. What I'm gonna do next, I will replace this board. Even if I have the board, but I'm not sure about it. So I will disconnect this, and I'm not gonna replace the one I have, the replacement. I'm gonna put the one coming from the D3s and see how it goes, because at this point I don't find anything else related rather than having this faulty. I don't see anything else. So I'm just gonna do it on camera. I'm not gonna turn off the camera and turn it on and explain in progress. At least you can see what I'm doing for now, because at least I have some other option. It's weird. It's really weird, unless the replacement I had was faulty already, and it was giving me, it was confusing me, thinking that since that it's working fine. I was aware, I was convinced that was working fine. That put me to confusion. So I will replace this from the D3s camera. I have it here. I cannot see it. Let me see if I can put both. Okay, so disconnecting the flats. Let's see now what's going on. Whoa. Okay, I found the issue. Is that board, is this top board that is not working. I don't understand why when I replaced it wasn't working, but definitely now I got the same reading, 40 milliamps. So at this point I'm quite confident to put this. This is the D3 circuit board. And I know it works because I just tested the other components, and the camera was turning on. Again, I get excited and I risk to create problems. So what happened when I put the power when I put the power on the camera, I get the same identical reading, 40 milliamps, and I got the same a signal of short on my power bank. So definitely is this one. Definitely is this one. Now the thing is, I need to find that one, which is not easy to find, and it's also quite expensive. I am too excited again. I need to put this flat here. Yes, I have normal reading. I have normal reading, as it should be. Okay, let's reinstall everything and let's see how it goes. Oh man, finally I got confused because I put anyways, what I was supposed to I was expecting to have a good circuit board, top circuit board. Apparently that wasn't the case, and because of that that confused me with everything, and I had to just continue doing things, thinking that it might be something else. So again, what you can learn from this is like, you need to, when you get to the point where you're too tired and you're about to throw the towel, you need to take a pause, have a good sleep, whatever, go out, reflect on what happened, what you can do. Yes, I must say, in my case, I'm happy because I'm lucky because I had a D3. I don't need to put all that stuff. I had a D3 as a backup, but honestly, on the back of my head, I was still thinking that the issue might be coming from here. I don't know. Then, just because you did it and you're gonna skip repeating the same test again because you're convinced you did your test on that component initially, which the component I put, I don't know why it didn't work. It might be faulty as well. At this point, I don't care. I just want to put the stuff back and give it a test. I need to reconnect my stuff. Put the wires back the way they were. So next, yellow. Black. Orange. Red goes here. And purple goes here. Okay. Now okay. Yes, we have reading. We have reading. The camera, and then I turn it on,
I need still too excited. Yeah, 140 milliamps, so it's the right reading. And then if I put the original battery, I get a reading here. I get a message on the screen, which is good. If I turn on, I get the message on the camera. The error, but it works. Error might be something else. I don't know if it's from it comes from the top board or from the shutter unit. It might be also the shutter unit. But this is what I needed. I needed to have the camera. So camera had no power. It was completely dead, and the most difficult part was to detect the issue, and wasn't easy. If we look at all the time spent, which most of the time it might be a silly issue. In this case, it wasn't a silly issue, but most of the time it is actually, if I would have had put the fully working circuit board from the very beginning, this would have been a normal and easy repair. But because I had the component the replacement wasn't work for whatever reason, wasn't working, I had to carry on, confuse myself even more, do some other tests, rely on another camera to check components and so on. And this fortunately doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. We need to understand that this happened. And because I have experience with cameras, with repairs of camera in general, I know how to adapt myself. Even if we don't have, unfortunately, the manufacturers, they don't give any electrical diagrams. We don't have electrical diagrams, so we can do an accurate check by looking on the electrical diagrams and see why there is a fault in the camera. So based on, as I was saying, based on the experience I had to adapt in some way to find a different solution for checking the components of this camera, which luckily for me I have a D3, and I could do the check. Otherwise, it would have been an easy conclusion, saying like, okay, I've replaced these parts. At this point, all the parts I replaced they were fully working, and at this point I don't have anything else to come with rather than a faulty motherboard. But it wasn't the case, and it was a long one, I must say. But in the end, I am very happy with the results. Now I need to understand what's going wrong with the mechanical issue. But the mechanical issue is something that it's easy to conclude, because it's mechanical, and on mechanical you can see things, you can see what's going on. I'm not gonna do I don't know if I'm gonna do, or I might do a separate video on trying to repair the mechanics. But I want, before I go and check the mechanics, I want to check to have the right top circuit board, because the error I get now, it might be due to the not having the right circuit board. The communication between the camera and the circuit board that is different, it might give that error. So again, if I don't have the right component, everything is right with the electronics, I might just start trying to fix things on the mechanical side, and realize, or spend an enormous time and realize that is not the case. The problem comes from the top circuit board. So yeah, it's I need first to find the right circuit board, replace it, and then carry on and see if the error still persists or goes away. But in the end of all, I do hope you've learned something from this series of videos. I've learned something as well, yeah, just consider, if you're still here, consider to subscribe to the channel. Definitely there will be some other similar videos, and probably I have some ideas, but the factor time always, it's a big issue. I have some other ideas that I could share on the channel, but meantime I will focus on these things, and I'm gonna put them on the channel. If you want to drop some comments below, don't be scared, don't be shy to put something on the comment section below. If I can answer, definitely I will answer. Or just say your thoughts. What do you think? What do you see? Would you have considered to do it differently, repairing this camera? Whatever, just whatever. Let's chat each other. Let's create a community here, because even if I have knowledge, definitely there are people out there way better than me. They have way more experience and they know better than me, but they might don't have the skill, the language to explain themselves, to express themselves, or they don't want to. They are shy to just be in the front of the camera, which I'm not in the front of the camera. I'm working on to put next into my videos, to put myself so you can see and I can express myself better. But till then, I will stop here and see you in the next one. Just wanted to show you the last bit of the camera. I managed to get the part, and now the camera is installed. As you can see, everything it's back on, the robbers and the part, and it's fully working. I have the menu, and also I have on top here, even if with the D3 circuit board, I was getting the same, but when I was doing a shot, the camera was going in error, which this time doesn't happen. If that doesn't happen, does not happen anymore. Now it's black because I have the cap. But if I take the cap off and if I make a shot, I'm gonna have some exposure. And yeah, the camera is fully working now. Everything works fine. I need to set up the clock, but that's not a big problem. And yeah, if you like what you see, just put a thumbs up. Also consider to share the channel with other of your photographers. And if you want to support the channel, if you go on the info page somewhere up there into the info page, you can find the support link. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.